Now, the Club World Cup kicks off tomorrow, and as is tradition, of course, for a big FIFA event, there'll be a big, glitzy, glamorous opening ceremony. French Montana will be singing at that, and he caught up with Alexis ahead of that opening campaign.
Finally getting to hang with the one and only French Montana. French, thank you so much for hanging with us, especially ahead of the Club World Cup. This is massive because we know you're performing. No pressure because, you know, you'll be performing in front of Lionel Messi, but you performed in front of massive crowds before as well. But talk to me about your involvement, why people probably tuning in now are going, French Montana, football? How did this come about?
Well, I was born in Morocco, and the first visa I ever got was playing for We Dad. So I used to play for We Dad when I was young. I still have a bunch of pictures. So soccer was actually like my first sport that I ever played.
We Dad that you just spoke about. They're in a tough group as well with the likes of Manchester City, Juventus too. Yeah. But talk to me about what it would mean for that club, for Casablanca, to see them get out of the group and go far in this tournament.
I want them to go the furthest out of anybody in that group, just because, you know, when I was so young, and I used to go to when I was in Casablanca and Morocco, and I used to go play. My father used to take me. There's just so many memories, and they've been around for so long, and it's such a historical moment just to see them all come together now and just get where they at, you know. So I love it, man. I definitely want to see We Dad. Dimel We Dad. Dimel We Dad.
Love that. You're going to have to teach me how to say that better later on. But what makes them so special, do you think? What they're representing?
It's that Moroccan blood. It's the Moroccan blood. Is you know, where we come from, it's so hard to make it. It's just, you know, when you finally get a chance and an opportunity like this, we always going to strike gold.
I love that because I think after the last World Cup, Moroccans have definitely won the hearts of so many around the world in the sport.
Yeah, I mean, it was only 3 teams left.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully this time we take it all the way. But nobody expected it, the unexpected. So hopefully this year we're going to do the full sweep.
So We Did, they have your vote to go far?
Oh, yeah, We Did. I'm team We Did. You know?
But if not them, then PSG with Hakimi.
Yeah, Hakimi after that, PSG, for sure.
All right, French, been an absolute pleasure. We can't wait to see you perform tonight. Can't wait to see you as well, taking in some of the games too.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me. Dima We Dad.
As they mentioned, of course, the opening game will be in front of Lionel Messi, who was training ahead of that match against Al Ahly. The bookies don't give Inter Miami much chance of doing much, really, in this tournament overall. Here's Luis Suarez.
Nosotros somos los jugadores que somos hoy, los que estamos seleccionados para jugar y bueno, obviamente que sabemos las restricciones que tiene la MLS, que no nos deja poder competir a nivel económico como nos gustaría competir, pero bueno, toca ahora ir al partido de mañana, de competir de la mejor manera posible con los jugadores que somos y bueno, por más que hay a veces que sea un equipo más favorito que otro, dentro de la cancha son 11 contra 11 y ahí es donde se deciden los partidos realmente y con detalles hay a veces que puede sacar una diferencia.
Poor old Inter Miami, affected by those MLS budgets. Anyway, let's just take a look at how things stand. According to the bookies in Group A, Inter Miami third favourites, Palmeiras and Porto. Indeed, the bookies think will go through, of course, into the knockout stages. It's the top 2. That game kicks off at 8 p.m. Eastern. Meanwhile, you take a look at the big matches in this opening round. It doesn't get much better than PSG against Atletico Madrid. In theory, these two should advance regardless of the result between these two. Botafogo and Seattle Sounders making up the other 2 teams within Group B. Nedum still with us, Jules as well. Jules, you PSG fan, let's put that hat on, which I know is very difficult for you, crying at the end of the final and all that sort of stuff. How excited are you personally for this tournament?
I'm excited because I just love football and I love to see those teams that you don't usually see coming up against each other. I think that's the beauty of this tournament, because you will have some of the best teams of South America and Africa and Asia to play against the best of Europe and North America. So I think this is super exciting. From a PSG point of view, and for all those clubs, especially the ones who are in pre-season or supposedly to be on holidays now before their pre-season, it's a very different approach to others, for example, who've just started their league, or like MLS, who are right in the middle of their league. It's a very different approach. And it'd be very interesting to see how those European clubs, especially, not just treat the competition, because I think they will all want to win it and go far. There's a lot of money to earn for a club. But more how you approach it, how much rotation do you do? Do you treat it like half a preseason, half an important tournament? Is it just a tournament? Do you play some kids for some games? Do you play your superstar? Can your superstars play every game of that group stage and then the knockout? So this would be very, very interesting. But I think PSG are fully focused as the European champions, as you know.
As they go into it as European champions, does it take less meaning away, Jules, in the sense that if they win it, that's fine, but look, we won the Champions League, so really, who cares?
Yeah, a little bit. I'd forgotten they actually won the Champions League.
Oh, really? Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad. Thank you for reminding me.
That's all right. It's a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Luis Enrique just doesn't work like this. His mind doesn't work like this. It's like we can show more, we can do more. We are such on a great momentum, and the dynamic is there. Let's continue like this. So yes, they brought a lot of kids as well in the squad. They arrived on Tuesday morning or Tuesday lunchtime on the West Coast, and they've been preparing. Dembele is injured, so he will miss, I think, the first 2 games, include so the one on Sunday. But then the objective is to win it. To win it financially, as we said, is great, but also it will be another title that the club has never won, for example. So even for that, I think the appetite is there.
Nedum, just pretend you're still a Manchester City fan. How do you feel going into this tournament?
Nice work there, Dan. Nice work.
As always.
So for me personally, I think as you look at this tournament, you get a real sense of like how people perceive things at this sort of like high level. Because in my mind, like supporting Man City, I want to watch their games. And I think being like a link to Jules as well, like I like to watch general games of football, but I don't necessarily know if I'll be watching like whether they're against Al-Ahly, I think in City's group, even though I love football in itself. But it is a great opportunity to see some of the best teams from around the world playing this competition. Obviously, some teams who are, bigger names are missing to a certain extent. But it's going to be really interesting. And I think the timing of it causes so many sort of issues from a European calendar standpoint. But as Jules has mentioned, from like an MLS or like a January through to December football calendar, it's right in that sweet spot to where you will go at it. And I think if teams have the wrong approach, then we might see some upsets, we might see some shocks. And these are the things that you want to be looking out for. And again, like those matchups, like I'm not used to seeing that. You saw French Montana talking about a Moroccan team. Like, what does Moroccan football look like, especially against European football in Man City or Juventus? You don't know. So it is intriguing. I think the scale of it, the time of it, it's obviously it can never be perfect for absolutely everybody. But I think one thing's for sure, all those teams and all those managers and the staff that have gone out there, they've put resources forward to try and win this competition. And whether they make changes from the first game to the second to the third, it's all with the aim of trying to win it. Because I'll be honest, the more I think about it, the more I think about how much of a waste of time it would feel if you didn't take it seriously and you ended up being eliminated anyway. I think all these teams will aspire to win this competition. Obviously, the odds are more likely for some teams to do it than others. But this is a serious opportunity for them. And, when they get to the end, if they win it, they can have a break before the next season. It's not a big break, but the fact is you're there to win it. And I think if people don't have the right attitude towards it, you'll be able to smell it. You'll be able to sense that straight away in the first group game. And I think it's going to be really interesting because I believe all the teams will be going out there believing they have a real chance to win something and win it on this scale for the very first time.